Airsea Rescue.
This is the Radio 1 news desk. In Dorset, a helicopter is trying to rescue a man who has fallen down a cliff. He's lying on a small beach. An Airsea Rescue helicopter has arrived at the scene, and one of the crew has climbed down a ladder to the beach. He's speaking to a doctor by radio.
Hello? Can you hear me, Doctor?
Yes, I can hear you clearly. Is he unconscious?
No. He's conscious, but he looks pretty bad.
Okay. Ask him if he can move.
Can you move? No.
Ask him if he's in pain.
Are you in pain? Oh, yes.
Ask him where it hurts.
Where does it hurt? It's my back.
Right. Don't move him. I'm coming down.
Frank Aitken is the editor of the Daily News. He's sending a trainee journalist to interview the American singer Bob Sonata.
Now, I've arranged the interview for 4 o'clock at his hotel. Ask him lots of questions, you know, ask him if he likes England, ask him what his next record will be, when he recorded it, and ask him where. Ask him all the usual questions, but don't ask him how old he is, okay?
UFO. Ronald and Jean were driving along a quiet country road in southern England. They were on the way to Westbury. It was nearly midnight.
Ron, look over there. There's something in the sky. What is it?
I don't know what it is. It's probably a plane.
I don't think so. It's too big. And too bright.
Oh, no.
What's the matter?
Well, the engine stopped.
Why has it stopped?
I don't know why it stopped. We'll have to find a garage.
Is there one near here?
Yes. There's one in the next village, but I don't know if it's open. It's very late.
Suddenly there was a loud noise, and a big, bright silver object flew low over their car. It stopped in mid-air, turned round, and flew back over their car. Then it went straight up into the sky and disappeared.
Oh, Ron! What was that?
Huh? Well, don't ask me. I've got no idea what it was.
Oh, I'm frightened. Let's go.
We can't. The engine isn't working.
Oh, try it again.
Well, that's strange. It's okay now. I wonder why it wasn't working.
Oh, Ron, do you think it was a UFO?
I don't know. I really don't. We should phone the police.
Ron, do you think they'll believe us? A mugging. One night, Mrs. Riley, an elderly widow, was walking along a dark London street. She was carrying her handbag in one hand and a plastic carrier bag in the other. There was nobody else in the street except 2 youths. They were standing in a dark shop doorway. One of them was very tall with fair hair. The other was short and fat, with a beard and moustache. The youths waited for a few moments, and then ran quickly and quietly towards Mrs. Riley. The tall youth held her from behind, while the other youth tried to snatch her handbag. Suddenly Mrs. Riley threw the tall youth over her shoulder. He crashed into the other youth, and they both landed on the ground. Without speaking, Mrs. Riley struck both of them on the head with her handbag, and walked calmly away. The 2 surprised youths were still sitting on the ground when Mrs. Riley crossed the street towards a door with a lighted sign above it. Mrs. Riley paused, turned round, smiled at the youths, and walked into the South West London Judo Club.
An important visitor. The platform of Portsbridge Station is full of people. They're waiting for an important visitor, the Queen. They're expecting her to arrive soon. She's going to open a new secondary school, Portsbridge Comprehensive. The Mayor's secretary is telling him about the plans for the day.
She'll be here soon. We'll wait until we see the train. When the train stops, the band will start playing. Your son will give her some flowers when she gets off the train. You'll make a speech before she leaves the station. As soon as she arrives at the school, the children will begin cheering. After she opens the school, we'll go to the town hall. When she gets to the town hall, you'll make another speech. After you make the speech, we'll have lunch. Before she leaves Portsbridge, you'll give her a present from the town.
General Hospital. Mr. Wallace is in the maternity ward. His wife's going to have a baby.
Hello. You're Mr. Wallace, aren't you? Have you been waiting long?
Not really. Is there any news?
Not yet. We'll tell you as soon as there is. Have you thought of any names for the baby?
Oh, yes. If it's a girl, we'll call her Victoria. If it's a boy, we'll call him Jason.
Oh.
David Foster has had a serious accident. His wife's outside the operating theatre now.
Mrs. Foster, I'm Dr. Payne.
Oh, Doctor, how is he?
Well, I'm afraid we'll have to operate.
Oh, no. He's always been afraid of operations.
Don't worry. If we operate now, he'll be all right.
Oh, Doctor, do you really have to?
I'm afraid so. He's lost a lot of blood. If we don't operate, he'll die.
Mr. Frampton has just arrived at the hospital. He's going to have a minor operation tomorrow.
This is your bed, Mr. Frampton.
Oh, thank you, sister.
Now, could you get undressed and get into bed? There's a buzzer on the bedside table. If you press the button, someone will come at once.
Oh, I'm sure I won't need anything.
Well, don't forget. If you need anything, just press the button.
Oh, dear, how did this happen?
He was just playing with the saucepan, and he put it on his head, and now it's stuck.
Have you tried to get it off?
No, I'm afraid of hurting him.
Yes, if we pull too hard, we'll hurt him.
What are you going to do?
Well, if I don't get it off, he won't be able to eat.
Oh, no!
I'm only joking. If I put some soap on his head, it'll come off easily. At the races. Horse racing is a very popular sport in Britain. There are over 11,000 horses in training, and there's a race meeting almost every day of the year. Some of the prizes are worth thousands of pounds, and some of the horses are worth millions. Horses from all over the world enter for the big races. People bet on the horses, and if they're lucky, they can win a lot of money. Some people spend a lot of time studying the form of the horses. Others just guess. Look at the list of horses for the Hampshire Gold Cup. Study it, and try to choose the winner.
It's a lovely day here at Hurstwood Park. The horses are ready for today's big race, the Hampshire Gold Cup. And they're off. They've all started well. They're racing towards the first bend, and Dobbins in the lead, Concord second, and Chestnut Mare's third. Now they're approaching the first fence, and Dobbins fallen, but the jockey looks all right. And now Concord's in front. White Rum, the favourite, is at the back. Now they're entering the second bend, and they're all over the second fence. Cash Register has just passed Concord, and Sylvester Stallion has moved into third place. Then Irish Prince, then Tricky Dicky. Now they're coming round the third bend, and it's a very close race. And they've all jumped the third fence. And the favourite, White Rum, is coming through. The crowd is cheering wildly. They're over the last fence. There's only 300 metres to go, and all the horses are in a line. I can't see which one's in front. It's very, very close. It's a photo finish. What a race. But we'll have to wait for the result.
On the road.
Ben, you can't park here. There's a double yellow line.
Oh, we'll be back in a few minutes. It's okay.
Oh, no, it isn't. You'll get a parking ticket if you leave it here.
No, I won't. It's 5:30. All the traffic wardens have gone home.
Ben.
Yes?
Is this your car, sir?
Excuse me, may I see your licence?
I'm afraid I've left it at home.
In that case, you'll have to take it to the police station within 5 days.
But why?
You were speeding, sir.
But I was only doing 35.
There's a 30 miles an hour speed limit on this road, sir.
Is there? I didn't see the sign.
Well, sir, we've been following you.
So you were doing 35 too?
No, sir, we were doing 60 miles an hour, and we couldn't catch you.
Hello? Wadley's Garage?
Oh, good evening. I don't know if you can help me. My car's broken down.
We have a 24-hour breakdown service. Where are you?
I'm on the A357, just north of Ringbourne. My car's just past the Red Lion pub. It's a white MG.
Do you know what's wrong with it?
I've got no idea, but it won't start.
I'll send a mechanic out to you. He'll be there in about 10 minutes.
It's nothing serious, sir. You've run out of petrol.
Oh. Can you tow me to the garage?
Oh, that's not necessary. I've got a spare can of petrol in my truck.
Shall I pay you now, or shall I come to the garage?
You can pay me now.
Will you take a cheque? I've run out of cash, too.
Yes, that's okay.
Hold on. I can't find my chequebook. Emergency, 999.
Emergency, which service, please?
Police.
Police here?
I've just seen 2 cars crash into a security van. I think it's a robbery.
Where?
Just outside the factory gates.
Which factory, sir?
Croxley Engineering. In Brook Lane.
The first police car got to the factory 3 minutes later, but it was too late. The robbers had gone. They had knocked out one of the security guards and shot the other. They were both lying on the ground near the van. The thieves had taken all the wages for the factory. The police called an ambulance and questioned 3 people who had seen the robbery.
Emergency, which service, please?
Fire.
Fire service.
Come quickly, Fenley's garage is on fire. The one in Churchill Road.
We'll be there in 2 minutes.
The fire engine got to the garage just in time. The showroom was burning. Fortunately, the fire hadn't reached the petrol pumps and hadn't spread to neighbouring houses. The firemen were able to put it out quickly. The fire had started in the office. Someone had thrown a lighted cigarette into a waste paper basket.
Emergency, which service, please?
Ambulance.
Ambulance service.
Hurry, there's a boy. He's in the canal, and I don't think he can swim.
Where are you, madam?
Oh, sorry. Near the bridge. The one in Balaclava Street.
We're on our way.
When the ambulance arrived, the boy was lying on the quay. A policeman had seen the boy in the water and had dived in and rescued him. The boy was all right. The policeman had given him artificial respiration. The ambulance took the boy and the policeman to hospital.